Hello, boys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, today we're gonna be talking about a very interesting protocol called as Anchor Protocol, which is available on the Terra Luna blockchain. And why I think that this token could do very well in the next year, but there are also some causes of concern which make me wonder if it is, worth it to invest in this project or not. So stick by it because it's going to be a very, very interesting video. It's going to be tough for me to explain to you all as well, and it's going to be a little complicated, but stick by it. And in the end, I'm also going to conclude whether I myself am going to invest in this project or not based on my research and my analysis. So let's get started. So again, the point of the video is not to be technically correct or technically very accurate. The point of the video is to make the video understandable to the common public and to the common people. So technically perfect nahi rahega video in some places. So please bear with that. Now let's get started with Anchor Protocol. So as I said, Anchor Protocol is minted on the Luna blockchain, and it is basically a savings protocol. You can think of Anchor as a bank. So before we understand how Anchor works, let's try and understand how a bank works, like in general, a normal bank. तो बैंक में दो पार्टीज रहते हैं, one is the depositor or the lender and one is the borrower. So अगर आप अपने सेविंग्स अकाउंट में पैसे डालोगे तो यू आर द डिपॉजिटर और यू आर द लेंडर बिकॉज यू आर लेंडिंग मनी टू द बैंक. तो मेरे पास सपोज 1 लाख रुपीज स्पेयर पड़े हैं, मुझे घर पे नहीं रखने हैं, तो मैं सेफ साइड बैंक में जाके पैसे दे दूंगा, अपने सेविंग्स अकाउंट में पैसे डाल दूंगा. सो आई बिकम द लेंडर फॉर द बैंक एंड उस 1 लाख रुपए में से मुझे 2-3% इंटरेस्ट मुझे बैंक एवरी ईयर देती रहेगी. सो 1 साल बाद मैं जाऊंगा तो मुझे 2,000 रुपये ज़्यादा मिलेंगे as compared to the 1 lakh rupees that I've just deposited in the bank. तो बैंक क्या करती है, बैंक ये जो पैसे हमारे से कलेक्ट करती है वो लोग आइडल नहीं रखते हैं. दे यूज दिस फंड टू इन्वेस्ट इन अदर प्रोजेक्ट्स और टू गिव आउट एज लोन टू अदर पीपल हु रिक्वायर द मनी. So the people that require money from the bank, they are known as borrowers because they are borrowing money from the bank. तो आपने जो 1 लाख रुपया दिया बैंक को, वो बैंक 1 लाख रुपया जो है वो ऐसे ही बैंक के सेफ में पड़ी नहीं रहेंगी. बैंक दूसरे लोगों को जाके वो लोन देगी एंड ऑन दैट लोन they'll charge a higher interest rate and suppose they'll charge 5% interest rate, so they'll earn 1,05,000 rupees by the end of the day, end of the year, and they'll return 1,02,000 to you that you need to be returned after the end of the year. तो वो जो मार्जिन रहता है 3% का, that is what they earn. तो दिस इज हाउ अ बेसिक बैंक फंक्शंस. एंड जनरली अगर किसी को बैंक से कुछ भी बोरो करना है, तो सपोज बैंक ने किसी को 1 लाख रुपए बोरो किए, सो दे वोंट बोरो इट विदाउट अ कोलैटरल. बैंक्स जनरली रिक्वायर अ कोलैटरल टू बोरो लार्ज अमाउंट्स ऑफ मनी, टू लेंड लार्ज अमाउंट्स ऑफ मनी. तो एक एलटीवी रहता है, लोन टू वैल्यू रेशियो. आप थोड़ा कोलैटरल डिपॉजिट करो और वो कोलैटरल के वैल्यू के बेसिस पे आपको आपका लोन मिलेगा. सो अगर आप लोन रीपे नहीं कर पाए, 1 लाख रुपए जो आपने बोरो किए हैं बैंक से, अगर आप वो रीपे नहीं कर पाए तो द बैंक हैज़ द अथॉरिटी टू लिक्विडेट योर कोलैटरल एंड रिकवर देयर मनी इन दैट वे. सो दिस इज हाउ अ बेसिक बैंक वर्क्स. एंड जनरली सेविंग्स अकाउंट 3-4-5% के आसपास मिलते हैं, आई गेस, मैक्स टू मैक्स. यूएस में तो 2-1% जितना है. बट this is exactly how Anchor also operates, and Anchor is offering us an annual yield of what, around 20%. यहाँ पर कहीं लिखा होगा. Yep, 19.47% per annum on stable coins. मतलब बेसिकली अगर आप 1 लाख रुपए इस प्रोटोकॉल में डालोगे बैंक के बदले, so by the end of the year, you will get 1,20,000 rupees as opposed to if you put the same amount in a bank where they'll give you only 1,02,000 rupees at a 2% interest rate. So this is the advantage of having a savings protocol on blockchain, and this is the advantage of Anchor. So now let's try and understand कि ये 20% Anchor के पास आते कहाँ से है, and is this 20% even sustainable in the long run or not? Because 20% on a stable coin is a huge amount of yield. So first of all, we need to understand what a stable coin is. So stablecoin is just like a token which is minted on the blockchain. For example, Ethereum एक layer 1 blockchain है, उसके ऊपर अलग अलग tokens built है. अलग अलग गेम्स बिल्ट है, अलग अलग यूटिलिटी टोकन्स बिल्ट है, अलग अलग ऑरेकल्स बिल्ट है, लाइक चेन लिंक इज अ टोकन बिल्ट ऑन द इथेरियम ब्लॉकचेन, Axie Infinity is a token built on the Ethereum blockchain. ये सबके कुछ वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशंस रहते हैं, some are games, some provide data, etc etc. तो वैसे ही स्टेबल कॉइन्स आर आल्सो मिंटेड ऑन द Ethereum blockchain और on any blockchain for that matter. और उसका वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन ये है कि the unique part about that token is that the value of that token does not fluctuate. It is pegged to the US dollar. So one stable coin is equal to one US dollar always. So for example, the most famous stable coin is Tether, USDT, US dollar Tether. So that is a stable coin which is backed by 100% collateral, and जिसका value रहेगा $1 is equal to one USDT always. So basically they say कि अगर टेथर के बैलेंस शीट में $1 lakh वर्थ ऑफ एसेट या कैश है, सो टेथर हैज द राइट टू इशू 1 lakh टेथर्स. So $1 lakh backed by 1 lakh tethers, so $1 equals to one tether. That is how the stable coins which are backed by the US dollar generally function. But tether के थोड़े problems है कि it's not completely backed by pure cash, it's backed by collateral which is very risky, and they've lent out the collateral to other companies as well in China and all, तो वो अलग issue है. But that is how your stable coins function. Stable coins are just minted on the blockchain to provide liquidity to the whole crypto community, and $1 is equal to one stable coin or one tether. So tether जैसे ही there's another stable coin called UST. Now UST is an algorithmically backed stablecoin, but it is still nevertheless a stablecoin. So value of one UST will always be very close to $1 itself. तो यहाँ पे इस प्रोटोकॉल में UST यूज होता है, ना ही USDT. So this is what you need to understand about stable coins. So yeah, now let's see if how we find if this protocol is sustainable with the yield that they are providing or not. So basically just remember the example that I gave you for how banks function. तो एंकर भी ऐसे ही फंक्शन करता है. पीपल डिपॉजिट मनी इन द बैंक, इन द प्रोटोकॉल. सो ये $5.9 billion worth of money has been deposited in this protocol for people who want to earn a 20% interest. So people see this 20% interest, get attracted to it, and they've deposited $6 billion worth of money to get the 20% yield on that 1 year later. Yeah. So ये $6 billion worth of value has been locked in this protocol, has been deposited in this protocol for people who want to earn a yield of 20% on their money. So now what happens? This is one side of the equation where Anchor has to pay out 20% of this $6 billion, which is equal to around $1.14 billion over here, right? Which is equal to around $1.14 billion. Anchor needs to pay out by the end of the year to the people who have deposited money in the protocol. That is one side of the equation. Now we have to see if Anchor is able to generate this $1.14 billion or not, to actually pay out the money at the end of the year. So we have to remember a thing right now, that we are in a bear market right now. The market is not doing very well. So it's getting difficult for the protocol to raise more and more money, and we'll see how they're trying to raise the money as well. So basically what they're doing is, one side of the equation is that people are depositing money, lending money to the protocol, and the other side of the equation is that people are also borrowing money from the protocol, and for borrowing the money they're providing a much higher collateral for that. So basically, if I have $100 and I want to invest it in a protocol, I invested it in a protocol. I invested it in Ethereum. ठीक है, $100 मैंने Ethereum में invest किए, and the prices of Ethereum keeps going up. So I get more and more bullish on the project, and I want to invest more in it, but I don't have any liquid funds with me. So what I'll do is I'll provide my Ethereum as collateral, my $100 of Ethereum as collateral, and based on those $100 that of collateral that I've provided to the protocol, I'll get a loan of around $50-$60. So say the LTV is 60%. So I'll get $60, 60 UST worth of crypto to me, and this crypto, this UST, I'll convert it into ETH and increase my ETH holdings. So this is what I do when I'm very, very, very bullish on a protocol. I provide my initial capital as collateral, and then on top of that, I start borrowing money and reinvest it in the same protocol, hoping that the prices will increase in the future. तो ये जो collateral का value है, the value of collateral that the protocol has generated is over here is around 5.3 billion, 4.9 billion worth of borrowed Luna, and $434 million worth of Ethereum provided as collateral for the protocol for people who want to borrow money. And itna collateral provide karke, they have been able to borrow this amount, 1.94 billion dollars. So what happens is ये जो collateral है इनके पास जो collateral पड़ा है, they reinvest it in another protocol and they earn a yield of 6% on that or 7% on that, which equals to this amount. And they also get interest of 15% on the money that they lend out to other people. So if you borrow money from the protocol, you have to pay interest on it as well, which comes out to this amount, which comes out to 296 million. This is around 398 million. So totally the money earned by the protocol is 717 million, while the amount that it has to pay out is 1.14 billion. So there is a shortfall of 425 million. So currently, with the current mechanics in a bear market, Anchor is not able to sustain this yield, and it will have to lower its 19 or 20% interest that they are offering to around 14-15% to make it sustainable. And the conclusion is this: the APY is not sustainable. Right. Now, let's see what was happening in a bullish environment. 1st October को the price of Bitcoin was around $50,000 and we were over here, right here on 1st October. ये पूरा एक अच्छा swing मिला था and there was a nice pullback and then a bullish engulfing candle. So we were in positive sentiments and everyone was bullish on the project. So everyone was bullish on Anchor, bullish on crypto in general. So there was greed in the market, and when there's greed in the market, people want to borrow more money. So the borrowers were more than the lenders. So you see the total deposits were 1.58 billion, on which 20% Anchor was paying. So they had to pay out 301 or 302 million dollars, and the value of collateral that was provided was around 2.62 billion dollars. And $2.62 billion का collateral provide करके $882 million were borrowed, and 882 million पे interest rates pay करने पड़ते थे उनको, and they were receiving 132 million of interest from the borrowed UST, and also a yield that was reinvested, which was generating them $183 million. So total $316 million the protocol was earning. So $316 million the protocol was earning, and $301 million the protocol was paying out. They had an excess of $14.28 million back then when the sentiments were bullish. And now when the sentiments turned bearish, they are having a shortfall of $425 million, which makes me wonder if the protocol will be sustainable when a full-on bear market hits. For example, if the price of Bitcoin crashes till 10,000, तो क्या होगा ये protocol का? How will it sustain? Because people won't take leverage and people won't be willing to borrow money at that time, and that is why the amount of lenders will keep on increasing, seeing that high yield that they are offering, and the amount of borrowers will keep on decreasing, which means that the shortfall will keep on increasing. So the protocol will have to reduce its yield that it's paying out, which will make it susceptible to higher competition. So basically, this is why I think the protocol is not sustainable, and that's why I won't be investing in the protocol. But on the other hand, there are some macro catalysts as well. If you see on CoinGecko, it is currently ranked as 176 in terms of market cap. It has a market cap of $459 million, and its TVL is extremely undervalued. Like, sorry, ये क्या हो गया? its TVL is 0.05 and its fully diluted TVL is also 0.23, which means that in relation to the value locked in the protocol, there is around $9.4 billion worth of money flowing in the protocol, and the market cap is only 459 million in comparison to that. So the market cap relative to the total value locked in the protocol is very, very, very low. It is under one, and anything under one is extremely undervalued. So this protocol, in terms of that, is extremely undervalued for the long run, and it has a circulating supply of max 1 billion, out of which only 20% is in circulation. So you have to consider that as well, that 80% का supply shock और आ सकता है, which can reduce the prices. However, there is a macro catalyst coming our way in terms of an inflation schedule. So in year one, you see that the inflation schedule was 216%. So 216% more tokens were released in the market for supply in year one, which reduces to 58% in year two. Now 58% is also a lot, but it's nothing as compared to 216%. And protocols such as Avalanche and some other like Near and all have done pretty well with a 40% inflation schedule as well. They've managed to 10x, 5x in 1 year. So that shouldn't be an issue. So there's a macro catalyst coming our way in terms of an inflation schedule reduction. And that is why this should get reflected in the prices of Anchor pretty soon. So if we see the TA of Anchor, then yeah, we can see that the all-time low was around here, $1.7, and the all-time high was around $8 when it just launched. Because of the high inflation schedule, there's been a constant sell-off, and we are very close to the all-time lows right now. We've broken this long-term support where we've bounced off multiple times, and soon we should be heading back up. Worst case scenario, we can take support over here. I don't see the value of Anchor falling below this, below $1.07. So if you find it around these areas, it could be a good grab, I think. And even if you buy it right now, it's a nice 3 or 4x of your capital till it reaches all-time high. So yeah, those are the technicals, but I wouldn't buy it right now until this downtrend is broken. You come up and retest this as support again. So that is my TA right now for Anchor, and those are the reasons why I think there is a good chance the prices might soar in the coming years because the protocol is very good. Everyone's attracted to the 20% yield that they are having. The TVL is also in the top seven. See, if you look over here, it's a 9.4 billion TVL in this protocol. And if you see, the TVL is constantly increasing, which is a very good sign. But this is not being reflected in the price as the price has been continuously dropping. So eventually, when the supply reduces, when the inflation level reduces over the coming years, the prices should reverse and should give us a good upward momentum in the long run. However, my only concern is whether this protocol will be sustainable in a full-on, full-fledged bear market or not. And my calculations don't support that, so I won't be personally investing in this right now till I get a confirmation that this protocol can handle a full-fledged bear market. So that is my thesis for Anchor Protocol, and let me know what you all think about it. I know it was a bit complicated, but let me know if you all understood what I just said, and if I could explain anything better. And do let me know in the comments where I can improve. Thank you.